giveaway. For Zen, we're going to give away one copy of this book. As a reminder, before we begin, the guests on our live streams reflect a diverse set of values, morals, and ethics that may not reflect the morals, values, and ethics of the Misfit Amish. This live stream may also discuss trauma of all sorts, to include all types of abuse. Viewers and listeners may find it unsettling and triggering. If this live stream causes you distress, please cease listening until you're able to listen again. And you may also seek support from your trusted folks at qualified mental health professionals as needed. With that being said, welcome to the show. Hi, welcome back.
How Hello. You doing? Nice to see you again.
It's been so long. I don't even know.
I'm pouring some tea in my Jezebel mug.
I have a fabulous mug tonight. Have you seen this one?
Oh, that is so not on me.
Look, I'm doing yoga. This is yoga. It's a whole pose. We should do some yoga together. Oh, wait. Yoga.
I'm so out of my Mennonite element.
That's not Mennonite either?
Oh, no.
No.
No, that's New Age now once.
Is it really, though?
Stretches, in my opinion. I don't give a rip.
Oh, my. I don't give a rip. Sounds like you're coming from some kind of place, okay?
Okay.
That's my whole story.
Are you sticking to it?
Uh-huh. Oh, I have to tell you a thing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I think I gave you a wrong link for a video.
Oh, well, then I have to go and change it now.
Well.
You gave me the YouTube Live. Is that the one?
Yeah, the YouTube Live. That's the one.
Okay, wrong link for what?
No, hold up.
Okay.
Let me go see where it's going. Right now, I'm so confused. Now, I don't know nothing. I don't even know why I'm doing live streams anymore. No, I do know why. Because sometimes we need to have conversations about things and, the way that things are going and how they're going. Like when we talk about what we've experienced, how we've experienced life, and then surviving everything that we have, sometimes there's not really a good place to talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
We did a lot of talking when we were writing that book.
Uh-huh. So what'd you learn when we were writing this book?
Well, I learned how many layers Amish women wear over their heads in the winter. And it was totally shocked. That's just one little thing.
Okay.
I learned a few more Dutch words.
You learned a few more Dutch words. Okay, so
yeah, but right now I can't think of what they are.
So to be clear, you don't actually speak Pennsylvania Dutch.
No, I don't. My parents spoke it growing up when I was okay, so here's the story. My mother was a non-Mennonite, brought into a Mennonite foster home when she was 11. So obviously she already knew English. Okay. They had grown up speaking Pennsylvania Dutch for their first language and grew up with a lot of English, being exposed to English quite often. But anyway, so my mother and her sister were the only ones that didn't speak the dialect. So my mother, when she was like maybe 18, 19, she was older, 21, she told her foster dad that she wanted to learn Dutch. So she started, and at that time she worked at, I think, an elderly folks home or whatever, and spoke with clients who couldn't speak English or didn't speak English because they were probably in the later stages of dementia. I don't know, but either way, she started talking Dutch about 2 or 3 years before I was born. So her and my dad talked it, but we were never really taught it because we just, my mother didn't know it well enough. Now she speaks Dutch better than she speaks English. But she's been speaking it for 50 years. So, yeah, I remember saying golly when I was little. Didn't know that it was an English word. But it was the way I said horse.
When you said what?
Horse.
I thought that is not what I thought you said.
Golly, horse? Well, whatever.
No, I thought you said.
Look out with it. Start talking. I want to hear this terrible words that you thought I said.
I thought you were saying golly means. Freya, what are you doing?
She's having a party.
Freya is having a party. I thought you were saying golly means okay, gal means horse. Golly is
yeah. Well, we said golly because we thought it was horsey,
Okay,
I don't know.
Anyways.
It was weird.
Anyways, but I thought you were saying
golly, the swear word.
No, I thought you were saying golly whore. Like that.
Well, see, I still speak with a really Dutch, whatever accent, so they say.
Yeah. I'm just saying. Like
I'm not that bad, Mary.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
That is a something for sure.
I'm looking for comments in the chat. Oh, Bex Eternal, whoever that is, said that's not what I heard either. Well, obviously, I'm not speaking that clearly. I'm so sorry. I just use that kind of language all the time, like a really good Mennonite now.
I don't know why you talk like that because we don't talk like that.
I know. That's because Mennonites speak more Dutch than they do English, even if they speak only English.
But the first language that I learned was Pennsylvania Dutch.
Mm-hmm. I think that Amish have more of an English accent when they speak English than a lot of do you have to do that?
Yes.
Chew on a plastic yogurt cup right behind my back. Go find something else to chew on. So anyway.
Oh my word. I'm writing down these names, okay? No, I think it's fascinating that despite not even speaking the language, you're like, oh, we have more of an accent. But is it Pennsylvania Dutch or is that the vernacular of the specific flavor of Mennonite you are?
No, I don't speak like other Eastern Mennonites. It's obviously tainted with Dutch.
Oh my word.
We could get a couple on here and ask them ex-Easterns.
Well, you should invite them. Send them the link. Let's hear about this.
Well, I put it on my Facebook page. I was hoping my cousin Angie would hop on. Oh, wait, did I even post it? Let me check.
Did you not press post?
I don't know.
My word.
I just don't do this, modern day stuff very good.
Uh-huh.
Yep, it's posted.
Well, I just feel like, the way, I think for me, there's two things at play here when you start talking about the accent. One is I do speak English as a second language. It comes into play. I had a dentist visit last like a week ago that really did not go as planned. However, English as a second language came into play.
Mm-hmm.
And if we were still writing the book, I would have absolutely written about this.
Oh yeah, which one?
Well, because I was trying to explain to my dentist that
Oh.
these things that the wax dentures that they are making me just weren't quite right, and there was like obviously like I literally felt the language barrier, but I don't have the only time I have like any kind of like really significant accent is if I'm really tired.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
And even then, that accent is nothing like what you're talking over here with your accent.
Well,
So,
honestly, sometimes I think I might have a little bit of my dad's speech defect, but I don't know because I can't really hear myself.
yeah. Well, it could also be a geographical thing because you know how when we speak English, people who speak English from Boston speak English differently in Georgia versus people in Texas versus people in, okay, I'm not going to say that word that way. Mississippi or California or Colorado, or when you go to Wisconsin, like Midwesterners speak a certain way too.
Okay,
What
go
are you
to
jumping on over there? It sounds like you're telling somebody go to hell.
no, I'm telling them to go to my Facebook profile. Is there no link in the book chat? I
Should
mean,
we
the not so plain and simple book promotion.
have put a book chat in there? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. If you want to be entered into this drawing, you should probably comment on it. But in the same token, I can go put a link in there.
Well, a link to the live stream, not necessarily the book giveaway, because everybody did comment on there, I think. But
Yeah, I think they did too.
there's
But
no
yeah,
live stream on our not so plain and simple book promotion.
yeah, I put it in there. I
Oh,
just put it
okay.
in.
Let me just. You just did, or it was in?
No, I just put it in there. That's
Okay.
okay.
I just refreshed it
Okay.
because somebody said they can't find us.
Oh, so they wanted to be here.
Yeah. Yeah, I see it now. It says, "Hey, YouTube Live." Okay, good. Okay.
Okay.
Hopefully that does the trick.
Hopefully. Hopefully. So, anyways, are you all right?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Um, was I doing this?
No, you're over here like doing the don't. It's like this. It makes this noise in my head.
I'm so sorry. I would not type. I was I don't know why. Okay, I believe you have this thing, where you hear people eating and it drives you nuts.
Yes, I do actually. There's
Yeah.
people I will not sit down at the table with.
I tell my mother that she is not allowed to talk to me on the phone while she's eating. Oh, it drives me. And my daughter's the same way.
Oh my God. No, I'm telling you, I have literally I know people that I will never go sit down and eat with them again because I thought I was gonna like scream when we sat down to eat.
Okay. Well, the same thing is happening. So I will try not to type anymore while I'm
Okay.
on this live with you because I don't want to drive you nuts.
Thank you.
Oh, my
It's
dog.
called sensory overload, Rosanna. That's
Yeah.
what that's
Yeah.
called.
I empathize.
See, we have all of these names to be entered into the drawing, by the way. And I have
Well,
a
you
whole
got
list.
your hat.
I'm just saying, let me make sure we got everybody. And if you're
Okay.
listening and you want to be entered into the drawing, all you got to do is add a comment. That's it, the end.
Good. I can read down. I am trying not to type here. There's Rita Smucker, Angie Ocker,
There's
Ruth
readers.
Ann, Louise Newswanger,
Okay.
Julie Chup.
Yep. I got her.
Okay. I think that's it for there.
Oh, we got Linda Byler, Dina Bucker, Melissa Wolfmuller, Laura Bradley, Maria Moore. Did you get Laurie Stoltzfus?
I don't think so.
Okay, and Bex Eternal.
No. Those are somewhere that I don't know where.
You don't know where?
Right, I don't know where.
I just feel like you need to go ask the Amish to teach you how to navigate social media.
Well, you've been a lot of places I haven't been, girl.
What are you talking about? I've been a lot of places you haven't been.
Well, like, I don't know anything about the Army. I don't know anything about writing books other than what you told me. You've been around and back in this railroad track.
Are you saying like I get around?
Yeah, you're
You
experienced.
do realize how that sounds?
Well, yeah, but that's a different connotation.
Next thing you know, Rosanna's going to be like, well, what's your body count? And I'm going to be like, no, bro, we're not talking about that.
Oh, bless you. These Amish. Oh, these Amish.
These Mennonites and their like sensibilities, go get the smelling salts.
Well, thank you. I always thought I was sensible.
No, they're like over here. They need to be fanned with the smelling salts because they're so fragile.
Oh, come now. I'm just wounded.
You're feeling.
Looking forward to reading this book. Well, thank you, Judy.
Judy, do you want to be entered into the drawing? Bex, do you want to be entered into the drawing? Too late. You already commented, so I'm entering you. I don't know who Judy Cat is.
Who watches the live stream gets and comments on the live stream already gets entered.
That was the rules. They gotta leave a comment. That's all I'm saying. So we know they exist.
Okay.
Them's the rules. And as long as we haven't drawn a name, you can still be entered. It's not too late. Good. It's not too late. Okay. Dreadlock wants to know what's the book about. Well, the book is about.
We've been talking about this for ages. It's about why Mennonites are better than Amish.
No, it's about why we're not wrong. The Mennonites are.
Okay. I hear you. When's the winner drawn? He wonders. Hey, you wild woman. Angie says she's my cousin.
Okay, so
my very oldest cousin on my mom's foster family's side.
Hold on.
I shouldn't say that. She's not old. But there's not a whole lot of people older than me.
Hold on. We should tell this person, Dreadlocks, when's the winner being drawn tonight in about 10 minutes.
Okay.
I'm going to Dreadlock, just Dreadlock, Judy Cat, and Angel. Okay.
Angela. She had the Angela Ocker. Very
Angela
old.
Ocker. Okay. Well, why are you calling people old, Rosanna? That's not very nice.
I know. Thanks for reminding me. So Angie and I took the what do you call it? When I was 21, and I don't know how old she was, not a whole lot older, we went to do our intermediate unit 13. What do they call GED? We went to do our GED classes together.
Wow.
So like that was years ago. I only finished mine after I left, but that was just one of the experiences we had together.
How old were you?
21. It was a couple years after I left home.
Okay. So, you know, y'all, we did kind of write a little bit about education.
Mm-hmm.
For people who want to know what this book is about, I guess you're just going to have to read it. Because when I start reading this stuff, I'm like, wait, like we have chapters, like, first off, like the title itself should tell you there's going to be some discussions.
Yeah, we fought over titles. We fought over covers. What else did we fight over?
I mean, we
we did a lot more laughing.
Okay, so it starts off with we have a whole chapter about plain people aren't saying what you think they are. And then we both write about like why we're telling you that plain people aren't saying what you think they're saying. Mm-hmm. Because we use English differently. We definitely do not use the English the same way as people who speak English as their primary language. Especially for like those of us like me who grew up speaking Pennsylvania Dutch. Like that's my primary language. Oh, you just stumbled upon this channel? Well, welcome to the. Never mind. I'm not going to say.
He's going to learn a lot more about Amish and Mennonites than what he thinks he is.
I was going to say welcome to the shit show, but here we are.
Oh, man. Well, for one thing about language, I realize here I wrote liberal does not mean left-wing politics when you're a Mennonite or Amish. It kind of means plain or less plain.
Or it means those fancy Mennonites who fancy themselves experts on the Amish, and they can't even speak our language, and they don't understand the culture in the first place. It's so disgusting. I don't even know why we bother talking to them.
Well, it's those Amish. They don't have quite as much education as us Mennonites. No.
Does education mean lack of intelligence?
No, I won't say that, but sometimes it means talking a little bit.
It really sounds like that's what you're saying.
A little bit more Hochmut.
No, those people who go off with their fancy college degrees, they think they're so much better than us. They won't even listen to anything we say or tell them. Like really what it is that they have forgotten who they are, and that pride goeth before a fall.
We forgot our ancestors and martyrs, like you Amish are forever troping on about. We just talk about it when we're trying to avoid, persecution by those fancy doctors and lawyers and everybody else out there.
Oh, you mean you don't teach your children the history of our martyrs?
Well, we don't want to have them nightmares from reading the Martyr's Mirror.
And yet I know Mennonites that have nightmares from reading the Martyr's Mirror, but I digress. So what do I know? We're just those dumb Amish over there that the Mennonites love to use the brand to sell their, food.
Yeah, we sell Amish food. Hey, you know what? I did find out when I was reading this book that a lot of Mennonites used to buy the martyr's mirror to give out to people for their wedding presents. That was new. I knew that a lot of the older people would have one in their homes, but I didn't know that it was used to be given as a wedding present. They might have had that ever since they got married.
Well, I just think that we can learn from history, and sometimes, it's really just dehumanizing when people fail to understand the significance of history. And if you understand our history,
well, that includes the ones.
Well, he was one of the martyrs.
You said a lot about him in the book. Let's clarify that. Did anybody buy the book already? Does anybody have this book that has already read it?
I have it. I've already read it.
At Dreadlock, we are all former Amish or Mennonite.
Dreadlock, I wouldn't even say former, because part of what people don't understand is to be Amish doesn't just mean that it's a religion.
True.
To be Amish, to be born Amish, means that I was born into a group that is an ethnocentric group, and I will forever live with the genetic consequences of having been born in that group. People say that when you leave, you're no longer Amish because that's what the church has taught them to do. However, pause, if I have genetic consequences of having been born Amish, when can I escape those genetic consequences?
And then what
and
about
it's also a business. It's also a business. It's a brand. It's a way of life.
Yeah.
So I say I'm a non-practicing Amish because I don't practice my heritage the way that my my family of origin and community of origin taught me to practice it. However, Rosanna, you can refer to yourself however you want to, but I'm telling you, I'm just not practicing. I don't practice the faith.
Still very culturally Mennonite. I've grown up with all the it's a culture. You've got your community, you've got your traditions, you've got and not all of it is religious. There's things like your style of cooking, or what we call Pennsylvania Dutch cooking around here.
Okay, well, let me hold up your style of cooking. Let me just tell you, if you put shredded carrots in Jello, I don't know why we even talk.
It's orange Jello. It's very good.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. It's like orange Jello with these flakes.
No.
It's good.
Why did we write this book? Why
didn't we put that in there?
What is wrong with you? Nobody should ever. You should never harm Jello in this way. This is terrible.
What's the only way that a Jello is fit to eat?
No.
Well, it doesn't taste good with tapioca.
No, you take tapioca, you cook tapioca, you put some strawberries in it, you put some strawberry Jello in it, and then you whip up some whipped cream.
Excuse me, I need to go get rid of my No, I don't like tapioca, but I think other people do. I like applesauce Jello.
No. Oh, what's wrong? What?
It is so good.
How come this didn't come up when we were writing the book?
I don't know.
Are
Mennonites and Amish the only people that ever heard of this, or is this a Pennsylvania-wide cultural thing?
I don't know, but I'm telling you that Jello with the shredded carrots in it, that should be good stuff. We're not wrong. You are for making it that way. That's the truth.
We're not wrong for enjoying it. You are.
No. Absolutely not. Let me tell you something.
Okay. You tell me why people would cook. Oh, so he says he or she, I don't know what they are. They said they ain't never heard of carrots and Jello.
Exactly. Doesn't it sound disgusting?
Please answer where you're from.
Doesn't it sound disgusting? please, can somebody else tell me that they can?
I don't know. My kids like it, I think.
You think?
Yeah, my son doesn't like Jello, but if it doesn't have anything in it, he doesn't like it. If it has something in it, I think he does.
I don't know. I can just tell you
At
that there's
least it's not
certain
tuna
things.
salad.
Okay, but do you eat miso?
Eat what? Oh
Miso?
no, no, we don't have that. We're Mennonite.
What's wrong with you all?
Well, we just didn't grow up eating soup at our church functions much.
Well, I just feel like
We didn't have made cookies either. Made cookies. Is that how you say it? Okay, male, born in Illinois but live in Indiana. Okay, so there
okay,
you go.
okay.
That's why he's never heard of it.
I wrote a letter to a doctor, an Amish doctor in a certain state that you might have lived in at one point in time or another.
Me or him? Him, because it
Mhm.
wasn't me that I know of.
It's in Indiana.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I said, Dear Amos, greetings of love. In the name of the most holiest on high, today I prayed that your simple method of divining would lead you to prescribe actual medical care instead of a nail clipper on the chain.
Oh, like divining,
Divining. Divining.
divining.
Yep. I pleaded with the Lord to inspire you to do the right thing and stop practicing medicine without a license. I begged the Lord to show you the right thing to do is refer children like me to receive actual care from licensed trauma therapists. Dr. Amos, I write to you with the grave concern that you have continued to prescribe. Anyways, I wrote a letter to an Amish doctor. Yeah.
So, how much education? Where do these Amish doctors get their training, education, or whatever you call it, and whatever knowledge they have as far as anything?
I was trained in reflexology.
Okay, so where do they get their training in reflexology?
And
Who
I was
trains them? Do they go to the world?
no.
So it's like a passed down tradition among the
Well,
Amish.
see, like, okay, one of my
We didn't write about that either.
no, I just okay, first off, like, it's not something that you get a certificate from. It's not something that like it was passed down. I was also trained in certain herbal herbal things, whatever. Um, some of them I think are fine, but there's also a time when you need to seek actual medical care.
Yeah. Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, I think we both touched on that pretty heavily in our book.
I think for me, it's really difficult to talk about that because I don't often talk about the medical neglect or the medical, um, the training.
Hmm.
I don't know, and I can't speak as to where specifically, like when we had Amish chiropractors or whatever.
Hmm.
What I do know is that typically these were men, typically, and sometimes there are women that do things
Hmm.
too, and they had an eighth grade education.
Hmm.
That wasn't any formal
Hmm.
education. And then where how I was trained in reflexology it was more like an apprenticeship.
Okay.
But
I,
again,
I
with
don't. I don't think there's a problem with that type of thing because I know like my mom took us to like an Amish chiropractor, a woman who used reflexology, but I didn't really allow her to do it for me because I thought she was stupid. Not because I didn't think she was smart. She was very smart, but I didn't like hocus pocus. I'm a very much of a cynical person. So I'm just like, get your crazy shit out of here. If I'd have said that word, my mother would have washed my mouth out. However, I did not appreciate such things. So my mother knew where she could draw the line. Or I should say, my mother knew when not to push me. After all, she didn't have to pay for it if I refused it anyway.
Well,
so, what's in your cup tonight? Coffee? Tea?
it's coffee.
Okay. I put some peppermint tea in mine.
Well, that's just how those Mennonites are. They didn't break the will of the child in the high chair, and that's what you got.
Well, my mother wasn't very Mennonite when it came to that. She was a foster child in a Mennonite home, so she didn't get all the early teaching that maybe her siblings would have gotten.
Well, all I'm saying is that I just feel like this is where the problems all started, Rosanna.
We didn't get our will broke. Well, I just didn't cooperate.
Well,
there's a reason I'm not Mennonite.
Oh, but didn't you say earlier on this live that you're culturally you're like Mennonite?
Wait, are we throwing shade at the Amish? Yeah, we are. It's just very natural.
Why are you throwing shade at the Amish?
Well, because they do Amish chiropractors. I used to not like it.
You know what Mennonites do? They build entire facilities to treat people for things that they're completely unqualified. Think about, oh my God. Do you know that there were people that wrote me because they were heavily pressed that I made a video talking about, what was his name? Daryl something, where they had the boy living in the shed on the property after sending him off. And they were like, oh, there was abuse. And I was like, do you even hear yourself talking right now?
Did they defend him?
They were defending the Daryl and Grace. I think her name was Grace.
I don't know them, but I know they're from around here and they were Mennonite.
I'll go pull up the thing. I'll tell you exactly.
Yeah, it's not worth it. I mean, getting into, but yeah, I mean, Mennonites have like these. Okay, so yeah, they got involved in starting like these. Okay, there's several facilities, but their boy was sent to Bald Eagle Boys Camp, right? And that's a facility where they have untrained counselors attempting to train boys into who may have committed really juvenile offenses, like legal juvenile offenses. And they attempt to train them or retrain their behavior to, quote unquote, normal behavior.
Okay. So Grace and Daryl Sensing were accused of starving a child. Okay. And the way that people responded, this is part of where this is false news, not true. Their arrest records are literally accessible to the general public. You can pull it up and look at it. I found it very interesting too to know that the boys' camp that they said they sent the minor child to, that they were then starving, nobody at that facility had any kind of training to rehabilitate somebody who had committed a criminal act in the first place.
And Mennonites are bad at that. They did this several times. There's a facility down in Ephrata where I went to visit somebody at one time to give them a letter. I was going to drop the letter off, give it to the person, and leave. The director got the letter from me. He said, I need that. I need to see that. And he started opening it and reading it, and it was not for him. I was ready to yell at him. Instead, I walked out so I wouldn't break down into like really horrific, a scene. Because this guy, I did not give him permission to read a letter that I wrote. I don't care who it goes to, but when I write something, if it doesn't go to you, you better not read it. Now, that excludes a book. But you're paying for it, you get to read it. I wrote everything in there for on purpose. But anyway, that was uncalled for. This guy, she wasn't in a mental facility like where she needed to have what she looked at screened because of suicidal ideation.
Well, then the other problem that I have with Mennonites, first off, like Mennonites act all hoity-toity. Let me just say this.
Oh, let me
You no
know.
earlier,
Hoity.
earlier, you were literally talking about Amish as if like Amish are kind of dumb because they speak English as a second language, and
Well,
and
Mennonites do too sometimes.
and
Okay.
and you're talking about Amish and their chiropractors, okay?
Yes. Very dumb.
Okay. And then I point out like how there's literally arrest records showing that these parents were in fact mistreating their child. And then I point out this whole camp thing. And then the other part is they make these mental health facilities, and they also do this thing where they send perpetrators of crimes and victims of crimes to the same facility, and the victims don't know that they're there with perpetrators of crimes.
Right. It happens over and over in Mennonite society and in some Amish societies as well. Just to let you know that I'm being fair both ways. I've been to one of their facilities in Michigan, and I'm like, ugh, this is bad. There's some things in here I'd never approve of if I was working here. And by that time, I already had my bachelor's degree in psychology and counseling.
Yeah. Well, Sarah says, does throwing shade also mean the Amish are lesser than?
No. Well.
Really? Really? I think Angela said it. She said, what? Are you serious, Rosanna? That's kind of cruel. I read it. Oh, thank you, Angela.
No, where
thank
was
you.
that?
That was way up there. Okay.
What were we talking about back then?
I don't even know.
She's probably right.
I just think it's funny because she's right. Thank you, Angela. I hope you win this book drawing. Okay.
I wonder how much hurt comes from judgment.
Yeah, but also dreadlocks is weird shit, but Americans aren't much better. Epstein Island, P. Diddy, the list goes on. Yeah, there's a whole list of them.
I mean, Amish and Mennonites are Americans. However, culturally, we're like a subgroup. But yeah, like Italians or everybody knows their origin, but they're different. Maybe.
Yeah, dreadlock. I want you to understand this. I have spent 21 years talking to people who were never Amish.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing I can tell you is that there are a lot of Americans that literally look at Amish people as their golden calf, their idol. And when I say that, I mean it's because as Knitting Cult Lady said, there are a lot of Americans that are married to their nostalgia about Amish people. Just because we come from a different culture does not mean that this is the good old days. It doesn't mean that we don't have human problems, because we have human problems. But part of the reason that I talk about this is because 21 years ago, when I reported the crimes I experienced, there are no words to describe what happened. There are no good words to describe what happened. And
that's one of the reasons we wrote the book.
But what has happened in the past 21 years is there has been more and more and more people coming forward talking about the things they've experienced. There have been places provided for people to have a platform to talk about these things. The point is that you cannot just look at a certain group of people and think that utopia will happen. It is not utopia.
One of the things happened that brought out some of this, I call it the survivor movement, is when the survivors from the Catholic priest abuse started coming forward, and then the whole Me Too movement followed. And I think the Amish and Mennonites, they're starting to say, you know what, me too. It's just it's become maybe our parents and grandparents couldn't talk about abuses that occurred in our culture, but we can, and we have a better format or a better uh,
I wouldn't even say we have a better format.
We have a better technology available to us than our parents did. They didn't have the internet. They had the budget, the boat shop, but they didn't talk about it in there because of the cultural stigma. But I think now we're becoming a little more aware of it than we used to. And the ones of us that actually have access to the internet are starting to connect more.
Well, I think part of the problem too is this, I've had people tell me that because of this channel, because of other content, things that I've done in my life, like Sins of the Amish, or even my first book, it gave them language to describe what they experienced. Because part of the problem is when you don't have the safety to talk about things, you don't have the ability to describe what you experienced. So sometimes silence is deafening. But here's the other thing. Some of us get to a place in life where we get to decide whether we laugh or cry. And for me nowadays, a lot of times I choose to laugh. Sometimes I do cry. But I would say, I think it's time to do a book drawing. What do you think?
Yeah.
We should figure out who. Hold up. We got all these names in here. I'm not looking. I'm not even going to look.
I know. I love this. I'm looking, but I can't read them.
That's even better. Hold up. Who is this? Do we get one? We got one. Louis Niswanger. Okay.
Louise.
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 I don't know how to say that name. That's not a name that I grew up with.
That's a Mennonite name.
I know. Those fancy Mennonites with their names.
I'll tell her she won the book.
So she just needs to send in her address, and then we'll.
Okay.
Yeah, and I know Linda really, really wanted one.
Well, we can always do a second book drawing, or else we can always,
Yeah.
They can always order one too.
Yeah, that's true. And it's up there. We got links in the show notes, whatever. I think it's out there. You can find the book. Congratulations, Louise. Did I say it right?
Yes.
Oh my.
I am making a message for her in our book launch page.
Oh. Well.
Okay, entered.
You entered it? Okay.
Yep.
And if she doesn't want this copy, we can always, I have the hat here. So all I'm saying is we can always do an additional drawing if she doesn't want this copy. Anyways, It's about that time. And I still haven't cooked supper. Have you had supper?
Yes. What did I have? It was a very non-Mennonite meal. I had. This is bad. I can't even remember what I had for supper. Oh, I remember I was thinking, what can I make for supper? And then I thought, well, I'm going to eat this and this. Oh, well, I did. I had scrapple and eggs. That is a very Mennonite breakfast.
You know what's so funny?
What?
We never had Scrapple.
Is it because you didn't grow up in Pennsylvania? You did some, though.
We never had Scrapple.
I had apple butter on top of it. I was horrified when I found out that some people eat their scrapple with syrup on. Oh, gross.
We just, we didn't make Scrapple. It wasn't a thing for us.
Mm-hmm. Was it your Amish settlement or your family or what? Any idea?
I don't know anybody who made Scrapple.
Well, I know when you get out of Pennsylvania, not many people know what it is. And what
Yeah.
it is, it's a mixture of cornmeal, beef scraps, and have a good night yourself, Sarah Bourne something. Um, I it's meat scraps, cornmeal, and spices, especially pepper, ground up and boiled together and shaped into a square pan. It gels like a little like cornmeal mush if you've ever had that. But that's another
Yeah,
traditionally weird food.
we made cornmeal mush, but we
Okay,
didn't make Scrapple. We made something else with our meat scraps
yeah,
and not Scrapple.
yeah.
That was not a no. So, anyways, no, I gotta go make supper. That's what I gotta do.
Okay. Well, have a good night.
So, thank you all for hanging out. Love y'all.
Yep.
Um, let's just say always hit the like, share, subscribe button. Thank you to Rosanna. Thank you to our Patreon subscribers. This is brought to you by the Misfit Amish and our Patreon supporters. Thank you, BJK, for the art. Until next time,